Good evening, everyone, and how are you? How's your day been? Have you been joining us throughout the day? We've had wake-up call, we've had launch day, and now we've got that nice ease you into the into the evening. Beautiful beginnings, which is always such a lovely show because it really just takes us back to our roots. We go at a slower pace. We also have a segment at the end of the show where we sit down and have a chat about all sorts of things. So we want as many questions in as possible. Me and Ben usually get loads of questions in, and I'm sure the other guys do with Ben as well. Let's try and beat that. Let's get as many questions as possible. You can ask them to myself and you can also ask them to Craig, but whatever you want to know. I mean, craft related would be fantastic, but if you have got any other ideas or you want to know anything else, you know, we're pretty much open books here. You can ask whatever you want. I'm sure even to the guys in our ears, Nicola's there, Sam's there, ask them a question, you know, get them in, we don't mind. Susie's on socials, so she can grab all those and get them all together for us, all those questions. So throughout the show, think about what you want to ask. It might be something to do with the new launch that we bought you earlier, which was those amazing alphabet stamps and masks, or it could just be something or anything that off the top of your head. Now, beautiful beginnings, we've got lots to show you because we've got lots of sort of nesting dies, got lots of cardstock, but we do need an amazing person to show you all that stuff, don't we? And he's in the building today. I've had the whole day with him and I've got another day tomorrow with him, so let's welcome the amazing, he's looking around for someone, it's you, Craig, it's you!
Oh, me!
You!
Me! I was thought, who's the amazing guy that's coming in to do demonstrations? So where is he? Where is he? Ah, thank you, Debbie. Yeah, do you know what? It's been a lovely day. It's a lovely day being back on Crafters TV. I've not been anywhere, I've just been down Hobby Maker. It's also good to be back, obviously, with Debbie all day today, not only just working with her, but we've not seen each other for a good... I think the last time we seen each other was it just so happened by pure coincidence, Debbie Robinson was in. No, you were in. Yep. Debbie Robinson was asked to come in and film something, and I had to come and pick something up. I know,
that never happens.
Never happens.
Never.
Never, no. Ever happens. So,
and all three of us.
Yes, it's been a lovely day. Of course, really, really good launch when it comes to the Touch of Sparkle, dies, stamps, with the gems and the pearls as well. Beautiful beginnings. It's all about play, and I've got a few things to start off with, Debbie, but if there is anything specific, as you were saying as well, either question-wise for later on or demonstration hand beforehand. If not, we'll have a play with what we've got on the show, but hopefully there'll be a few things you want to see.
We certainly will. We do love a show like that, don't we? Which is nice because we can show you pretty much whatever you ask for. And if we don't know, we'll find out for you, but we'll certainly do our best. Now we've got Susie's on the socials. She's really happy. She's got me tonight because she didn't even know it was me. So yeah, and it's always good to see your name pop up, Susie. She's sending messages in from Stacey, who's in with us, saying good morning, everyone, and Paul Peterson's in saying good morning. You're all good mornings, so whereabouts are you if you're good mornings? Sue Garland's in, Linda's in, Jane's in saying hello everyone from a sunny Las Vegas. We were just talking about all the places in America. Las Vegas is one of the places we're hoping that we're going to get to hopefully the end of this year. She said, hope everyone is having a beautiful day. I'm having a beautiful day. You having a beautiful day?
I'm having a glorious day.
Absolutely. Pat is in again saying good afternoon everyone from a overcast and windy New Jersey. Clarissa is in from South Carolina and saying hi to Craig. Stephen Nichols is in saying evening lovely Debbie and Craig, evening Stephen, and Laurie Barnett's in saying hi, watching from Arizona. Right, shall we get the party started because we have some amazing nesting dies. I didn't know we still had any of these in stock, so if you didn't manage to get them before, we have found some, not many, but we have found some. We've put them with a bundle of our Centura Pearl. So we've got two of them. One's our circle nesting dies and one is our square nesting dies. So they make, what I love about these, and I know Craig will say the same thing, is they've got smaller increments between the nesting dies. So they're really good for your mats and layers. So absolutely amazing price. I mean, I think that price is brilliant if you were just getting your nesting dies, but we're actually popping in some foam on the roll as well, so you're getting that inside, and our whole pack of pastels, which is 40 sheets of our Centura Pearl. I mean, how absolutely incredible is that. So you're getting all those beautiful colours. I can't do, Keith comes in and does this thing, does he, where he shuffles them, and I just can't do that. So there we go, we'll just sort of do the best we can. There we go. So it's a sort of shuffle. I'm going to get him to show me how to do them, but you're getting all your pastel colours in there, and you're getting 40 sheets in total. So that's absolutely amazing. So all of those with your 2 lots of nesting dies and your foam on a roll. I mean, I think that's exceptional value. If you look at your platinum value, that's £16 or $24, which is absolutely incredible. So I absolutely love this one. I know you, Craig, love your nesting dies. It's one of those things that every crafter should have, shouldn't they?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm a big advocate for plain edge nesting dies. I know that you get scalloped ones and you get, of course, your inner scalloped and zigzagged and all of that. You know, they are great, but I just love my plain edge nesting dies. So I'm going to do a couple of techniques with them in a moment, but let's just show you a few things that Nicole's done that you can see with how you can then be using them. Because great to actually create that focal point. When it comes to that focal point, what you can then do, of course, is kind of like go in with that Pyramount or Pyramage effect by layering them up. You can then offset them as well if you want to.
I love that.
You can just go off the edge. It works really well, doesn't it? Creating, of course, that visual. Turn them around on each other. You can then even come along and create your circular apertures as well. But what you can also do is you can create your emboss layers and your faux emboss layers. And I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go in with the squares. This is going to be a good one if maybe you've got a square topper or a sentiment, maybe the touch of sparkles from earlier on. And let's go in with a bit of white cardstock here. So just white card, it could be any card. As I say, this is just really going to be showing you the concept. So I'm going to go in and let's just use the largest one. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip one and then I'm going to come in with the next one, and then I'm going to skip one and come in with the next one. And I'm just having a look. Yeah, I think that will be fine. So for the time being, I'm going to take out those 2 middle ones and I'm going to then take my low tack tape to tape that down. So if we bring that in to here, and then what I'm also going to do actually is let's bring one of them back in just so that I can take this one we're going to cut. But I'm using this more as a guide so I can get this central. So I'm looking for that outer edge, so that's fine, that's lined up. And then let's align that one up. So that should, hopefully, that one be in the perfect position. I know my actual dies are at an angle, but for turning it, it should just be, maybe just nudge that over slightly. That should be perfect.
Looks good.
So I'm going to go in with my plates here. Because it's a simple shape die, I'm going to go in with my base frosted. I'm not going to put in my magnetic because I won't need all of that pressure. And then line up, and then we're going to run that one through. So that's going to give me my cut frame. Of course, I could have cut my card to the size I wanted and just done that inner cut. You can do that, just showing you how you can do that framework. So if I take them out here, so now this could be a framework for, as I said, a sentiment or a topper, or do a shaker if you want to.
Or a photograph frame.
Photograph, yeah, absolutely. What you could have done as well, Debbie, is maybe had this just a little bit longer and it's like your Polaroid. Maybe put a black layer in there or something, or like you say, a picture that could be that old style Polaroid. So I'm going to go in with the 2 that I haven't used yet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this lined up onto my base. I can't find my raspberry, so I've just gone back to the OG purple. So let's pop that into there. And then I'm going to pop this into place here. Let's take my tape again, just a little bit. Don't need much. I'm just going to line up that outer die to start with. And then I'm going to line up within this one here. So once I'm happy with that, what I'm going to do is I'm not actually going to use my frosted shim or my magnetic shim. What I'm going to do is, you can at home use some scrap cardstock. I'm just taking some that was to the side. And what I'm going to do is I've kind of worked out that I'm going to want about 3 shims. 3 shims of cardstock, it's about 300 GSM. And I have tried just the frosted shim and even just the magnetic shim, and it's still a little bit too much pressure that it ends up cutting. So I've worked out that 3 shims of cardstock. So that's my base plate. It is then my rubber embossing mat with the frame die that I've cut, 2 dies in the middle with 3 shims over the top. And then if I move that one out of the way and then lift that one, carefully prise that one off here, what we've then got, Debbie, is that framed emboss within the detail. And you can do this with any of the nesting dies.
That looks so good.
Any of them. And it just means if I was to take, let's take the CTV, obviously, if we had that a little bit bigger from before, or if I've got, where was Nicole's sample again? You know, that could frame.
Oh, yeah,
so not only is it
perfect.
framing, but you've got that embossed frame.
Love that.
All the way round if you wanted to. Or if I have got, what have we got from, even if I took from our original Touch of Sparkle, start to frame your dies and your stamps. And it's just using the nesting dies in that little bit of a different way there, playing with the different pressure that you've got. I mean, that could go into there, or of course it could be on the top. So it's just using them, Debbie, in multiple ways where you can use them to create that embossed frame, as well as a die cut frame. And then the other thing that you can do, let's jump to the circles, so at least I'm doing it with both. If we go in with the circles, and I've cut my cardstock to size. I think I've cut it to 5 by 5. I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little pencil line, top and bottom. So 5 by 5, this could be any size that you want, happens to be 5 by 5. So I've gone in with a little pencil line, top and bottom. Our ruler seems to have disappeared. So I'm going to join that one here. So just a light pencil line that we can see here. Then let's go in with a second large one, third large one. Let's go in within that one there. Pop that back. Then I'm going to go in, take my tape, and let's pop that. So what I'm going to do, visually, I'm going to have that down the centre. So tape that one and then tape that one. Then what we're going to do, let's get my mind in place. It's been a wee while since I've done this one. I'm going to go in with, so I'm going to come down here. So see where I've got my pencil line, Debbie?
Yeah.
I'm going right along the base of my Gemini plate. So I'm kind of running that parallel. I'm going to take my low tack tape, just a little bit, just so it doesn't move. So I'm just going to run that parallel along the bottom, there, and then there. And then again, I don't need that full pressure. So if I just pop my frosted shim and then come in with my top plate, I'm going to go in, and you can either feed it in that way, you can feed it the other way. You just, of course, need to make sure that when you feed your card through, it goes all the way through to start with. And that is why I would highly recommend, I'm going to go backwards. So this is why I would recommend feeding it the other way. So what I mean, let's take this off here. I'm going to line that up, and then I'm going to feed that one through that way. If you do it the other way there, do you notice that the top plate starts to go in first? Therefore, you're not going to get on that perfect cut line. So if I then lift that one, take that one off, and then I'm just going to go to here, take that off there, and then carefully prise that off, and then carefully prise that off. And then I'm just going to go in, take your eraser and rub out the lines and take our scoring tool. So let's take the lines out, because if you put a score line in to start with, you're going to be left with a score line all the way down the bottom or all the way down the centre, which we don't want. And then join those score lines up. And then what we can do is we can then start to create our fold backs. We can go
it's amazing.
different ways as well. And then of course you've got all your additional nesting dies that you can then start to mat and layer in the middle. So you can do your own like K cards and your own pop-out cards.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that goes for any of your dies that you've got. Just make sure that you're running along parallel towards the base of your Gemini plate or your die cutting plate, and two additional but different ways in which using the nesting dies, framing your cards, your projects, your sentiments, your stamps, or of course creating that base in a different forum, being of course like a K card or a pop-out card.
Wow, absolutely amazing. I just think just those two, that is like just the tip of the iceberg. There is so many different ways that you could be using nesting dies, but Craig, thank you for that, because they were amazing demos to show those. And if you want to grab those today, you are getting your square and your circle ones to be doing all those techniques and many, many more. But more than anything else, just to do all your mats and layers and having all those different nesting dies that you can be using in place. But on top of that, you are getting as well your Centura pastels, which come in all those beautiful colours. You know Centura Pearl, it comes without any flaws on there. It is a flawless cardstock. It's beautiful finish. All those demos that Craig was doing, you could be doing with this cardstock, especially the faux embossing from your dies on there. It's going to be absolutely lovely on that one, and you're getting your foam on a roll as well inside. So a great one to have today, an incredible value at £16 or $24. Pat's in today. Oh, we've said Pat. So Clarice is in from South Carolina. Stephen Nichols is in saying evening. Oh, I've done that one, haven't I? Sorry, I'm going over ones. Sue has said, go Craig, love the last show. Carolyn saying good morning Debbie and Craig and CTV crew. Pat is saying, Debbie, you look lovely today, thank you very much. Diana is saying good evening Debbie and Craig. I sent a photo into the last show of the easy gem applicator you was talking about. I still have lots of gem refills too. Okay, so that's cool. Jenny's also saying good afternoon Debbie, Craig, CTV team and crafty friends. Caroline's in saying sitting in the ballpark waiting for Red Sox spring training to start, but not willing to miss Debbie and Craig. I love that. PB Brewer is saying good afternoon all. Really great to have Debbie and Craig showing their magic today. Thanks to the CTV, the social and warehouse teams too. That's really good to give them a shout out. So many of you coming in today. Remember to send in your questions. Artistic Expressions, Sarah on YouTube is saying hello again everyone, break time at work. What a good trick Craig, a great idea. Craig, are the cutting edge of the dies up or down on the embossing mat?
So it's as if you are cutting into the embossing mat. You won't damage it though because you've not got enough pressure, plus it is still quite like a magic mat, so to speak. But yeah, so yeah, I know it feels a little bit awkward, but it is as if you're cutting into the embossing mat. But if you're doing those 3 shims that I showed you, don't worry, it won't damage it.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Yes, love that one. And it's good for Craig to show you those shims on there because you don't cut too much into them. Cindy said, love that embossed frame idea. Why have I never thought of that? It's one of those things, isn't it, Craig? We all know it, but you forget to do those type of things, don't you? And it works so well. And in fact, I think it's brilliant with the dies to do it. I've only ever done it with the embossing scoreboard, and you can put the score lines in, but that's a brilliant way to do it. Right, we're all up to date with all your hellos, but make sure you get your questions in. So any questions that you want to get asking, make sure you do that. Right, we're going to move on to our vintage Vegas. So this one comes with, in fact, this is a great one because it comes with your Vegas sign, which is your gem, for your gems. So this is your gem. This one, that's what I want to show. Touch of sparkle, that's what I'm trying to say. It's got your touch of sparkle in here. And if I just take these out, what these are, you get your, let me just see if you can see that. You've got your Las Vegas. So that's your gem that goes over your sign. And then you've got all your gems inside here. So let's just move it out. There we go. There's your stamp. So you're getting your stamp in there, you're getting your dies in there, and look at that, you're getting a whole pot of all your gems, which is absolutely incredible. So that is a great one to have. So that's coming in the kit. That's the first one to show you. And then we've got our Vegas signs, so all those different stamp sets that you've got there, your thank you and birthdays, which is beautiful. You've got your showgirls, that's a lovely one to have. I think this is a great little kit, this one. One of my favourite embossy folders, which is that Ace of Spades, which is absolutely beautiful. And you are getting your 6x6 paper pad as well, which has got all that Vegas memorabilia on there, the cars, the Vegas scene, the showgirls, everything else. All of those today for an amazing price of £24 or $32. I think that's incredible value. So absolutely love that one. If you did want this, Craig, I've emptied it for you. So if you did want to,
perfect.
you did want to use the Vegas sign.
I will have the Vegas sign.
You will have the Vegas sign and the gems. I'm going to pass them over to
shall I come
Craig.
across?
Yes, come and get them. But yeah, that's an amazing one to have today. So if you wanted to have a little tester, or a taster, should I say, of your Vegas, that's an absolute brilliant one to have, which is amazing. And you're getting that today for £30 or $40. There we go. Right, I think Craig's going to do something with this set.
I am indeed. Let's go in with a bit of cardstock here. Let's bring that one in here. I'm going to go in with my stencil and stamping platform, and then we're going to just tack that one down. Big theme of like the touch of sparkle today, haven't we? With the previous Christmas range, then the new ones, and then of course this Vegas set here. We like to jazz up our cards. So let's go and pop that one into place. You do have your coordinated die, of course, and let's pop that over the top. So I'm going to go, I think, if I go quick dry, so if I go honey pot, and let's go Chinese red. So I think let's do, will I do the outside Chinese red and Las Vegas honey pot, or the other way round?
Decisions.
No, Nicola's just asking if I'm trying to copy the legit side. I'm trying to keep it with those colours, but not exact. I can't, will we do the outside Chinese red and then Las Vegas honey pot? Will we do that?
Yeah, the Vegas on the packaging is the Chinese red.
The Las Vegas is
and
Chinese.
And the outside is the gold.
Got
ya. The real sign, yes.
There we go. That's it.
That's the one.
Let's do it. Now, of course, you can, if you want to, you could start to mask off the letters and do alternative colours if you want to. I'm not, of course. I'm just wanting to show you the concept by inking it up. I'm also going to do what I was doing earlier on today with quick dry, and that is stamp out a couple of times. So we can get, you know, although with quick dry you can get a really, really lovely coverage.
That stamps beautifully.
It's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really, really is.
So nice.
But I do like to kind of intensify it slightly. So what I do is I go in and I apply once again, which please don't feel you have to do this. It's just I want to make it that little bit stronger. And people don't always realise at home that with your quick dry, you can make them stronger just by going over the top again. So we can go in, makes it a little bit deeper. Happy with the twice. So let's then bring in, so I'm going to keep it where it is at the moment, and let's take the Las Vegas, and we're going to go right through that centre, so you've got that perfect space.
That's so cool, that stamp.
It's a really good stamp, isn't it? Really good one. What's also really good is by sizing it up. So we can see just at the side here. And what I'm also going to do, I am just purposely at the side looking for a certain logo that's working with Las Vegas. Let's go. Bear with me because I am doing this on because you'll be like, oh, for God's sake, Craig, here you go again. This, Debbie.
Would you like me to bring the package over to you?
No, it's okay. What I'm doing is I'm desperate to copy what I'm away to show you right now. If you can, get it the right way round. Of course, this year's WrestleMania is in Las Vegas. But I think our launch from earlier on today is going to work so well because you've got the little dots in the logo. So I'm thinking I could tie today's launch with the Las Vegas beginner collection that you've got.
Absolutely.
And create my own, because with the Vegas collection, you've got playing cards in there as well, and see, I'd be able to be able to do that.
Love that.
That's my plan. That's my plan. But for now, what we're doing is I'm just going to keep it Las Vegas in the middle, take that main stamp off, and then go in with the Chinese red. And you get loads of these, don't you?
I know, it's a really big pot, that one.
So if you've gone for today's launch, can you imagine if you've gone for today's launch and some of the original Gems and Pearls?
Yes, give you plenty.
Plus that amount that you've got within there, it'd be fab. You'll have loads.
That looks amazing.
And I am just going to intensify that again, make it that little bit more darker, completely optional, by then going through like so. And then there we go. Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas. Now, what I'm going to do is, because I am going to be using this at some point down the line. Now, you do get a die to go with it, but remember as well, you don't always have to use the dies. If you just want that to be on a bigger base for you to then use your guillotine afterwards, cut down, do your mats and layers, you can do that. You've got this die at the back. Now, I'm not sure if we've got, does that go, that goes behind it, doesn't it? I'm looking for if we've got a logo on my packaging here, or have you got it on yours, Debbie? The logo.
Yeah, but I can't work out what that's for, that middle die.
I think it goes, I don't know, no, where you've got the Las Vegas logo, there's like a little stand behind it.
Is it like a clip, so it clips onto something then?
No,
or it actually is a stand?
What it is you would die cut that out, you would die cut that, and then that would sit underneath it. So just think that is sitting over the top now. It's like a stand that's holding.
Oh, like the post.
Yes.
Yes, it is on.
Yeah.
Right, sorry, yes, of course.
So that's what that one is.
That makes sense now.
We got there in the end. If Craig can find a difficult way to explain it, he will.
Oh yeah, it is on the packaging.
Yeah?
I just couldn't see because I ain't got the glasses on. I know, and Susie even said, put your glasses on.
Put your glasses on.
Oh look, there it is, Craig.
Wow! Thought it must to be somewhere around about there.
Sorry, Susie.
Yes, but that's what that one is. So you can just really add to the detail of the Vegas sign. And then, of course, it overlays straight over the top, even when it comes to the positioning of where you've got the welcome. So we're going to go in, and I'm just going to tack that down. And then we're going to go in with our glue adhesive here that came with the gems earlier on. Well, it didn't come with the gems, it came as a separate bundle.
Yeah.
If you don't have it, you can use our tacky glue, but I would honestly say that this one is a little bit stronger to work and hold your gems in. So I personally always just keep mine for gem adhesive, but you can, if you run out, you can use your tacky glue. And let's open these ones out here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go on a bit of cards because I purposely want to only use the red ones because I think the red, well, what, and I don't know if this is what it's like on the packaging, but I just think the red against the honey pot. That was so unintentional, I promise. I just think the red gems against the honey pot will work really, really well. So I'm going to go maybe about half the way to start with. And as we explained in launch day earlier on, you can either go my way and remove the template once you've popped the gems in place, or do Debbie's way, and that is just pop the gems while the template's in place. Although I am becoming a fan of, I'm just checking, well, oh, I don't know if they'll just fit or not. If maybe they're a little bit too big. Oh yeah, they'll fit. They'll fit.
It's deceiving, isn't it? You think they won't, but actually they do fit through.
Yeah, which obviously it would be silly if they didn't fit, like these specific size ones. And then I am becoming a fan now of doing it the way Debbie does it, by giving you the reveal afterwards. But not only that, it kind of, each of the little circle aperture, it's kind of hugging the gem. So whereas when I take the template away and then pop the gems, I have to use the little point end to nudge them into place. Nothing wrong with that, but of course by popping them into the little circle aperture, because it's the perfect size, therefore there's no nudging afterwards. They are held exactly where they need to be.
And you can just push them down with your fingers as well, Craig.
Yeah, of course you could,
once the glue goes a bit tackier, they really grab hold quite well.
They do, yeah. And that's actually a good point as well, where you notice how I've kind of gone like half the way. It's one of those, Debbie, I don't do the whole lot, but on the other hand, I don't just do a little section of glue, because by the time I get there, that's starting to go off.
Yeah.
It's starting to get a bit tackier, which is going to help you as well. So we're going to go and work our way around by popping into place, and we're just going to follow all the way around, and then we'll do the Las Vegas. Like so. Have you been to Vegas?
No, not at all. No, we're actually in the middle of sort of planning with some friends a trip to America. So yeah, I'd love to do Vegas.
I would, yeah.
Have you? You've not?
I've not been, no. No, not been. I would, joking aside here, if I wasn't going to New York for my 40th, I would have seriously considered going to Vegas in April for the wrestling.
Yeah.
But obviously, there's just no way, unless I won the lottery, I couldn't do both.
No, exactly. It's not a cheap thing to do, is it?
No, it's definitely not.
But it would be amazing. Oh, so you're off to New York again. Oh, who are you going with?
Mum.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Mum's coming with me because we were there for my 30th.
Is that how long ago it was?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I remember you posting about that.
I know, because obviously I wasn't even here at the time.
No.
I followed you on social at the time.
Yes, yeah.
But
Wow.
yeah, that was 10 years ago. And then we were meant to go again 5 years ago. We'd had it booked, it was all booked, it was all planned. Actually, it was even all paid for. And COVID.
Then lockdown.
Yes. And then obviously to start with, you could still keep your booking. You just obviously didn't know when you were going to get away. So we, in the end, we decided to just cancel it, which obviously just as well to because of the next few years. But then if anything, it gave me my COVID decking, as I call it. Because the money that I saved, didn't spend on New York is what paid for my decking in my back garden.
Yes, yeah.
And
I think like a lot of people actually, I think
Yeah.
spent a lot of money on their gardens.
I remember though, it
time.
was so scarce, the decking material, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because everyone was doing
Yeah,
it.
everyone was doing their gardens, absolutely. In fact, it's quite hard to believe we ever went through that time.
It is,
now,
isn't it?
It's quite scary.
It is
that
really,
we
really
went
scary.
through that.
To even just looking back and seeing pictures of what we done and went through.
Yeah.
So yeah, gosh, 5 years ago. And this is where you start to see the memories and all that starting to come up of people. 5 years ago, I was
Absolutely.
such and such when I was actually in Scotland when lockdown started. So I was in that dilemma, Debbie, because obviously I had to, well, didn't have to shield, but it was advised to shield.
Yeah, of course.
And not knowing anything, side effects, what could happen, I was like, right, I've got a couple of options here. I either stay in Scotland with my family, but then they would have to watch, their daily walks and going out and that in case they got COVID and passed it on to me.
Yeah.
Plus, me and my family, mum and stepdad are really close. But I thought, gosh, 12 weeks stuck in the house with them. I don't.
I hope they're not watching, Craig.
I don't know. Really don't know.
Can't believe you've just said that on live TV.
I'm sure my mum and stepdad would be like, oh my gosh, not only would they have 12 weeks day in, day out with my older brother, but me as well. So I thought, do I just go home to Durham and have my TV and my craft room? Wait, you see, the one show my mum watches, I bet you she's watching this.
Yeah.
Bet she's
What's that
watching
buzzing, Craig? Is she calling you already?
My phone starts to go, I'll be like, ooh. So let's peel that one off.
We are not going to New York anymore.
No, no. John's going instead. Well, no, I've paid my share, so I'll be going. Might be alone though, but.
How long are you going for?
5 days, excluding like the travel, 5 days.
And are you away on your birthday?
Yes.
Oh, amazing.
Yes, I wanted to be.
Or on our birthday.
It's your birthday as well. It's your birthday as well.
I only wish I was 40, Craig.
You look it. So, yes, going to be special day for sure.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
Because on the night of my 30th, me and Mum spent it in Madison Square Garden.
Oh, how lovely.
Because that was, as well as New York, Madison Square Garden was always at the top of my bucket list.
Yep.
I always wanted to go, and I didn't care what was on. It could be ballet, it could be football, I don't care what was on, as long as something was on. And in actual fact, it worked out fine, Debbie, because it was New Kids on the Block were playing.
Oh, wow.
Now, they were just before my time, but obviously Mum knew them well, but TLC were performing. They were the support act.
Oh, that's amazing.
Madison Square Garden, TLC, singing Waterfalls with people just a light on their phone. Oh my God, it gives me goosebumps now just thinking about it.
Do you know what's on now?
No, I keep looking, because once again, I would like to spend the night in Madison Square Garden again, but it just depends on what's going to be on nearer the time.
Yeah.
So
Well, it'll be amazing, whatever it is.
It will indeed, looking forwards to it. But 40 doesn't bother me, turning 40.
No, I've never been one to worry about age. I quite like being in my 50s now.
Yeah, I'm trying to think the age. Mum, I remember her telling she really didn't want to turn 40, but then 50 and 60 didn't bother.
Mine was
I'm sure
30.
That's what it was.
I cried on my 30th birthday.
Did you?
Yeah, I really didn't want to be 30 and I couldn't work it out for a long while afterwards, but I realised it's because I didn't want to come out of my 20s.
Right.
And I think that's what upset me, not the fact that I was in my 30s, was the fact I just didn't want to come out of my 20s. So, always a good time, isn't it, when you're young?
Yeah, for me, like, age has never really bothered me, as in didn't want to turn a certain age, or it's been fine for me.
Yeah, no, I don't mind. Age gracefully.
Yeah. as long as we never lose our fun.
Yeah, exactly.
We certainly don't here, that's for sure.
No, not at all. We do always laugh.
We do. Too much sometimes.
It would be a weird day, as Nicola said, if no one laughed.
Do you know what's lovely is as well, and you know, maybe in some ways it's not lovely, and it is, on the other hand, being, you know, obviously last year, so many people, so many of you watching say you notice the difference in all of us on the team this year, where, you know, obviously you thought we were happy and bubbly last year, which we were, but obviously now, because of all the good changes, that you really notice the bubbliness come back out of us all.
Absolutely.
And it is nice that you have noticed it.
Yeah, it's definitely been a lot of fun this year.
It has, yeah. And we're only just beginning.
Absolutely. We have lots of plans. Well, so Sarah says. We don't know any of them yet.
No, I just know that she's got
just know.
plans. She's got big plans. And I'm just so excited to be a part of it all with you guys. And you all at home being able to be part of it and seeing it as well.
She's got a new game show, I read the other day now.
Yeah. It's gone over to ITV.
It's going to be amazing. I love a game show.
I've never been, and I have to be honest here because I have said it a number of times on CTV, I've never been a big fan of game shows.
Oh, I love game shows.
But I certainly will give it a shot and watch, because you've been on, haven't you, a game show?
I have been on a game show, yes. Yes, Babushka. Yes, I was on Babushka.
Is that the one with Ireland?
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
Oh, is it on YouTube, is it?
Nicola sat and watched it in the kitchen one day. It's on YouTube.
Yeah. Because I suppose technically you could still call it a game show. I was on Can't Cook, Won't Cook. Yeah, not.
Oh, with Ainsley?
Yes.
Oh,
I was.
that's amazing.
So not Ready Steady Cook.
No.
But this was the Can't Cook, Won't Cook. Did tell a little fib to get on because I can cook. Although this was 1999, I was little. 1999, so I was. What was that? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years old.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 14 years old.
I wonder if that's on YouTube.
Yes. Yeah, I've got a DVD recording, but I don't have a DVD player anymore now. But yeah, so I was on that, and that was a mix. That was a mix between comic relief and a Mother's Day special.
I was once on the Big Breakfast as well.
Oh, I loved a Big Breakfast. What were you on there for?
They were outside, filming outside my house.
Were they?
Yeah, we just had to wear a swimsuit and play games.
That is so good. Yes, now I've got older with an adult palette for news shows. I do listen or watch Good Morning Britain. But back then, yeah, I loved the Big Breakfast. It was so good. A lot of fun.
I've always wanted to do Family Fortunes. I love Family Fortunes. I think that's a really good game show.
I think the last time I properly watched it was Les Dennis.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, that was a long time ago.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, didn't really watch it with Vernon Kay and then Gino.
Vernon Kay and Gino.
Gino, yeah, I've not,
yeah.
not really watched it with either of them.
I need to bring back some game shows. They're so good.
The one that I always absolutely loved, no surprise because it was Davina that done it, that was £1 Million Drop.
Oh, yes. That was very good.
That was
very
really
good. Quite
intense.
tense.
And then, yes, Sam, it came to like £500,000 drop and it wasn't live. It was pre-recorded. When me and Mum went to see it, it was filmed live at the time. And it's so bizarre because it was in the middle of nowhere. It was just like this little farm, Debbie. But obviously, because it was legit £1 million,
Yep.
and had the security and everything, so you wouldn't have known that it was like a little TV studio within a farm in I think it was Birmingham. So yeah, so I liked that one. But
Wow.
there we go. Just another little take of the Touch of Sparkle, Debbie, going in
That
with the
looks
gems.
amazing.
And that won't go to waste. I will keep this and use it another time. Little tip though, saying it earlier on, if you are going to die cut, make sure you do it before you pop the gems on or the
Yes.
pearls on, because obviously I can't now die cut that because we've got the raised detail. So die cut first, then add it on. But yeah, really, really fab, just having the two colours and mixing with the gems that you get too.
Yeah, I love that. It's absolutely gorgeous. So if you want to go for that one and try what Craig's just done, that's in this kit. So this is the one for you. This one is a 5-piece collection, but obviously there's lots more in here. It's your sort of taster bundle. You've also got your showgirls there as well. You've also got your signs, so all your Las Vegas signs, but it's got your birthday and thank yous. It's also got your Ace of Spades, your embossing folder, and also with that one, you're getting the pad. So you can now see what it is. Oh,
She's not watching, but Mum's just WhatsApped me. My heart was in my mouth there for a minute.
thinking that she was.
I thought, oh, this is it. Disowned.
Like a teacher, Craig.
That'll
That
teach me.
teacher. Yeah. Look at this. I mean, beautiful pad that you're getting with this one. It's amazing. You look really worried then. I was like, oh no. Is it a good message?
Yeah, so it was just fine. Just asked if it was okay.
As long as she's not living with you. So you're getting all of that for an amazing price of £24 or $32. Right, we're going to have a very short break just while you check out your basket. So have a look at this while you're waiting.
Crafters TV, my favourite part is the interaction we can have with the lovely presenters. You are all so down to earth and genuine people, always willing to share and help with your suggestions. As an unpaid carer, having had to give up my job, you provide me with many light moments in my day. Your products are great, made with great care and thought, and are second to none. Thank you.
A few weeks ago on the show, we were talking about places where all you guys lived. Well, we might have used Google Earth just to have a bit of a sneaky look at the village, town, or city that you lived in. And I thought it might be quite funny if I wrote a little ditty and I put on my Facebook page, where do y'all live, and all 50 towns and cities and village into my little song. But I didn't realize that there would be about 425 responses, so I'm gonna cram as many places into this song as I can, but I won't get them all in. We craft everywhere, man, we craft everywhere. From over here to there, man, we craft everywhere. In crafters we've got our share, man, we craft everywhere. We craft in Lydney, Lynbrook, Launceston, Lehana, Tampa, Darlington, Almond Beach, Sedalia, Wills Point, Widnes, Wildwood, Weldon, Marshall, Jackwell Lake, Walkerburn, Yate, Bay, Hesperia, Sublimity, Pinhole, Avon, Freeport, Mableton, San Jose, Enumclaw, Great Bend, Detroit, Keniston. We craft everywhere, man, we craft everywhere. From over here to there, man, we craft everywhere. In crafters we've got our share, man, we craft everywhere. Crafting Parachute, Paradise, Pollux, Papillion, Sheepshead Bay, St. Petersburg, Seacom, Sutton, Saturday, Bristol, Brighton, Brooklyn, Blackwood, Barnsley, Tide Squeeze, South Shields, Tampa Hills and Bentley, Tampa, Pillar, Tucum, Cary, Ottawa, Hull, Harrisburg, Lexington, Tupelo, Cincinnati, Austinburg. We craft everywhere, man, we craft everywhere. From over here to there, man, we craft everywhere. In crafters we've got our share, man, we craft everywhere. Crafting Loxahatchee, Lakesville, Lawrence, Lacey, Livermore, Albuquerque, Weeki-Wachee, Pensacola, Ellsworth Park, Mechanicsburg, Williamsburg, Rebella, Houston, Burlington, Wet Wang, Market, Drayton, Yale, Medford, Wellington, Wapakoneta, Homer, Sassa, Santa Rosa, Wichita, Honolulu, Riverdale, Melbourne, Commerce, Fentanyl. We craft everywhere, man, we craft everywhere. From over here to there, man, we craft everywhere. In crafters we've got our share, man, we craft everywhere. Crafting Newton Abbey, Richmond, Dudley, Georgetown, East Kilbride, Eugene, Ferrum, Rhinewood, Walkerstown, Newarheim, Fort Wayne, Gloucester, Chester, Long Beach, Raphael, St. Dominic's and Cloud, St. Augustine Beach, Sand Springs, Romford, Tulsa, Traverse City, Wesley Chapel, Ballarat, Medina, Ramble City. We craft everywhere, man, we craft everywhere. From over here to there, man, we craft everywhere. In crafters we've got our share, man, we craft everywhere. crafting Saarbrücken and Tucson, Kissimmee, Philadelphia, Chicago, Las Vegas, Biloxi, Latte, Elmira, Glendale, Scottsdale, Anchorage and Hurtville, Seattle, Gold Canyon, Ipswich, Cumberland, Unionville, Toledo, Miami, Atlanta, Cleveland, Gold Canyon, Altoona, Calounda, Port Orange, Clover, Rising Sun. We craft everywhere, man. We craft everywhere. From over here to there, man. We craft everywhere. In crafters we've got our share, man. We craft everywhere. And there's a few more places I didn't manage to get into the song. West Runton, Newcastle, Kingswood, Sandbach, Carlisle, Bewley, Albury, Durham, Springfield, Ashington. We craft in Greenville, Lincoln, Nebraska, Sumter, Oak Park, Winchester, Knapp Hill, Stoke-on-Trent, Mount Pocono, Greenville, Charlotte, Oxon Hill, Tunbridge Wells, Modesto, Haverhill, Sierra Vista, Arecibo, Morgantown, O'Fallon, Aurora, Black Forest. We craft in Hermiston, Brownsburg, Henderson, Socorro, Fort Myers, Manningham, Hilliard, Farmingdale, East Moline, Summers Point, Calgary, Charleston, Salisbury, Malden, Galloway, Fitchburg, Hopewell, Aberdeen, Winstead, Castlewood, Chatsworth, Limestone, Victoria, Willoughby, Rockland, Canton, Falmouth, Conestoga, Lyndhurst, Ashbourne, and Cluj-Napoca. Oh yeah.
Hi everyone, challenge accepted. Checking in to let everybody know what Crafter's Companion means to me, and I thought I'd take a page out of Ben's book and do a parody of his parody. Apologies in advance for the lack of a singing voice. There once was a lass who was very crafty, and she tuned every day into CTV. Learning was fun, how could this be? Oh, crafty lass, craft along. Soon may the crafty lass come to fill her basket with showstopper fun. Each day when her chatting was done, she might do a craft along. She set her alarm for 4 a.m. to check out the new daily bargain. Monday through Friday she'll do it again. Oh, crafty lass, craft along. Soon may the crafty lass come to fill her basket with showstopper fun. Each day when her chatting was done, she might do a craft along. Sarah, Ben, and the Double Debbies, Leanne, Sheena, and the Hottie Scotty. You'll find them all on CTV. Oh, crafty lass, craft along. Soon may the crafty lass come to fill her basket with showstopper fun. Each day when her chatting was done, she might do a craft along. When I tell you the tale of CTV, it's guaranteed fun for you and me. Programs for everyone to see. Oh, crafty lass, craft along. Soon may the crafty lass come to fill her basket with showstopper fun. Each day when her chatting was done, she might do a craft along. I love you, CTV. Thank you.
Sam.
Ah, I love that little ditty. How amazing is that? Welcome back to Crafters TV. It's beautiful beginnings, but now I'm wagging my finger like Leanne does. We've had no questions. We need your questions in, unless Susie's been hoarding them, or maybe Susie's got some questions for us. But actually, you know, whatever you want to ask, then ask away. You might want to ask Craig something on New York. You might want to ask something to do with the his craft. You might have to want to ask me anything. Ask us what you like, but get your questions in. Think of anything, and no question is a silly question, because every question is really important. So yeah, we'll have a nice little chat at the end of the show, so maybe just about 10-15 minutes, just to have a little chat and see what's what in the world of crafts. But we do have something now, which is your sentiment frames. I adore these. Now we've got 3 different bundles. So the first one I'm going to show you has a mixture. This one comes with your Noel, so let's show you that one to start with. I love these because they are something that you can be really creative with. So you've got the actual design, so the die to cut out entirely like this, which gives you all this beautiful scenery all around that frame, which is amazing. And then your sentiments will fit on the inside, so you can have them on the inside here, or you can use your die cuts for Noel on this one on the inside. But you've got all your different ones. You've got winter wishes, you've got your festive wishes, and your Merry Christmas. Then we've got your ho ho ho, so another beautiful one. You've got your Dear Santa there, and can't remember what the others did. Dear Jingle Bells, doesn't say Dear Jill, it says have a jolly Christmas and Jingle Bells. I got them a bit mixed in together there, but I love this one because you've actually got over the rooftops there with your Santa, you've got all the snowflakes going round. So they're your two Christmas designs, but you are also getting this one here, which is your birthday wishes. Let's just bring it that way so you can see it a little bit better there. And you've got your happy birthday, have a great day, and birthday wishes, and you've got all those different presents and cakes all the way around the edges. And then this one I adore. I think this is a great one to have, so you celebrate with all those balloons and your champagne glasses as well. And you've got congratulations, party time, and time to celebrate. And you're getting all 4 of those dies for an amazing £12 or $20 if you're platinum. So an absolutely great one to grab there with those ones. Now the next one we've got, this one is a bigger collection, and I'm going to show you these as we go through. You've got your Hello Fall, so this one you've got all your different sort of harvest wishes there, which is absolutely stunning. Another great one here, which is your Happy Easter, so that's going to be a good one for your Easter coming up. You can see you've got all your Easter bunnies and your eggs and flowers all around that one. Very spring like that one. Spring has sprung, Happy Easter and Easter blessings. We've then got this one here, which is lovely. I love that one. So you've got your sentiment, and then you've just got a really pretty frame on these. I haven't seen some of these ones, so I think they might have been in America only at one time, because they are absolutely stunning. You're the best, I love you, and happy Mother's Day on that one as well. And then we've got some others here. Let me just pop those ones to the side, bring this one in, put it the right way. There we go. We've got the love one, which has got all your hearts and be mine, you're the best, love you lots. Then you've got, and all of these are coming up, so you've got your top bloke, your happy Father's Day, and best dad, so that's a really good one. You've got your top hats and glasses, moustaches, bow ties, really nice one. You've got your champagne, or champagne, which has got your let's celebrate, you're amazing. That's how I spell it, Craig. Do you ever do that, where you have to say something as it's pronounced, not how it's actually done? Otherwise I wouldn't be able to spell it otherwise. Wednesday. I say Wednesday as well, so I do that, yeah.
My one's February. I have to say February.
February, yeah. It's funny, isn't it, all the ones we do. And then we've got 2 other ones here, which is your happy birthday and, or have we shown that one, celebrate? No, oh yeah, we did. They're in the other ones. Ah, I see. So they're in the other bundles as well. So you're getting all of these bundles. So that's amazing, actually. 8 pieces there you're getting for £28 or $36.80. So that's a great one to go for if you want all of them. And then our last one is that these 4 here. The Christmas ones. That's these ones. So here we go. So this one is showing your snowflakes. So you've got your snowflake ones there. Let's just pop them over. There we go. Frosty and bright. And then you've got your Christmas one with their beautiful presents. And then in that one, you've also got your festive village. And you've also got that sleigh ride, which has got the Santas over the rooftops as well. So gorgeous ones there. So if you want your 4 festive ones, £13.60 or $18.40. Right, we're going to head over to Craig to see what he's going to do next with these.
Yeah, I'm presuming, I was waiting to say, Nicole, it was not, Marie's done this one. Really, really lovely one.
Beautiful.
I know obviously we're a couple of months away yet from Father's Day, but you know, it could just be, of course, for top bloke, or it could just be for top dad. Or if you've got your Gemini mini alphabet dies, you know, you could personalise with the name in there with your mini alphabet dies or other sentiments that you've got. So let's go in here, and I've got the die set. I love the versatility with this one, Debbie, where you don't have to use the die in the middle, although you can die cut that layer over the top, or die cut it at the same time and create an aperture within there.
Yeah,
you can do that. Use that on its own. So yeah, lots of different ways in which you can use it. So I'm going to go in with a piece of our white cardstock here, and of course I could use the G2, but just while I've got the MIDI at the side here, they would also go through your Gemini Mini, so it's a good one to know that they'll fit through your smaller machines too. Let's run that one through, and then open that up like so, and then we've got all that detail as well. which is fab. Also as well, if I take, I'm going to use the Midnight Water Reactive for a different reason. But what I want to show you as well, still get creative with your waste. So I know it might look and seem a little bit bizarre at the moment, just bear with me a second, but you can always use the waste as a stencil to ink on the back and then start to layer what you've just cut over the top once you've like coloured it or that. So if I go in, add that colour, I'd spend a little bit more time there later on, but if you come into here, layer it on, and then you've just got the colour in the back. You might do it, you might not do it, but it's just to remind you, you do have options when it comes to getting creative with bits of the waste and that you've got from die cuts. So move that one out the way. While I've got my blending tool here, I've just got a little bit of white cardstock again that we're just going to etch round the sides here, still with the Midnight Water Reactive, and then finish off like so. So that's all that I need to do within that one. And then I've gone in with my trusted Tri-Blend pens, and I've gone in with the Gold Yellow blend, I've gone in with the Earth Brown blend, the True Blue blend, we've then got the Ice Grey blend with a little bit of the ice grey shades. So no blend within that one. No blend at all. And then let's work our way. So tell you what, just to make it even easier, let's just go in a bit of black there for you to see. And then we're just going to start to pick out our colour. So if I go in with the Earth Brown blend, and although you're going to treat it like a stamped design, and although you've not got a stamped outside edge, all that you're going to do is you're just going to then follow in with the design. So imagine that outer edge where it's coming round, imagine that's your stamped outline, and then we're going to colour in as I would if it was a stamped outline. So with my Tri-Blends or my alcohol base pens, I'm going to go in with that lightest tone first, and I'm going to come maybe about 2/3 of the way in there, and then I'm going to go into that darker side, and then I'm just going to add that bit of colour, that little bit of darkness just inside here. I like to go in my circular motions just by adding that depth. I'm going to come in just that little bit more. Same within this side here. And then I'm going to then jump to my mid-tone. And I'm not going to go right over the top of the darkness. We're just going to then cross over ever so slightly. And then I'm going to then finish exactly where I finished off with that light tone. I'm going to do the same here. Just going to then blend that out. The reason I like to go in with my light tone first, I kind of like thinking it as priming my cardstock. I'm going in with that light tone to saturate it to start with, to get that blend. And if you didn't know, when it comes to alcohol colouring, always put a bit of scrap underneath. I know I've just grabbed my black card, but honestly, it can just be a piece of scrap that's a little bit porous, so that if it does bleed through, which is the intention of alcohol colouring, it's going to capture onto the card. If it goes onto your glass mat, there's a chance start to pull and then bleed back into the design, which you don't want. And if you want to go in and add that little bit more depth of darkness, you can do that. And if you've got the extender blends, you can always use that as well. And then let's do, although I've got a couple of moustaches, let's do a couple of the other ones like the bow ties to start with. And each time, for me, I'm doing exactly the same. So I'm just going to go in with my light tone to start with, where I'm coming, starting in the middle, and then I'm coming to maybe about 2/3 of the way. Is it me, or do you see like a ghost's face there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look like that.
Yeah, I just seen it, or like Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters.
Yes.
I just seen that there as I was colouring at the side. You've got the little smiley mouth.
Because you've got black underneath, it highlights.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, yeah. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. So let's go in with that mid-tone, because that's the centre of the dicky bow. I'm just going to then create that kind of highlight around. And all these sorts of things, Debbie, if you're in or were in Leanne's Academy of Colour, you know, when she's taught you, you know, like colouring around your cylinders and your circles and your triangles and capturing the light and the light source, all these sorts of things, all these nuggets of knowledge that you've got from Leanne, you can start to tie in to even little things like that. You're looking at the shapes that, of course, you've learnt when it comes to the Academy of Colour. And this one going into that mid-tone, just blending out into position, and then I'm going to go into that light tone and just finish that one off. Same here, I'm just going to then finish off into place here, just crossing over where I left off. I'm going to go in, and then the lighter the colour, the more alcohol that's in it. So you do want to then lighten it slightly, just give it a really quick cover. I don't go and spend too long, because the more time you spend on it, the more you really are going to lighten it and take away the work that you've just done. So just giving that light little scribble for that alcohol to evaporate. And then really, really simply for the bottom, let's go in with the gold yellow blend. I'm only going to go in with the, I think I'm going to go in with the mid-tone. Let's try that, yeah. Just going to go in with the mid-tone here. And I'm not going to do any blending at all. I'm just going to follow the line of the specks.
And that's a good thing, you're just following that line, it just brings it to life.
That's it, yeah. You're just imagining there's a stamped outline there, and you're just following it all the way around. And that's all that I need to do within that one. And then if I go in with my ice grey blend, and you'll find as well with, for instance, like the top hat, you've kind of got that natural highlight where you've got that die cut piece that's die cut out. So I'm still just going to follow that die cut. So where that die cut is, I'm just going to go in with my light grey, and I'm going to come along about 2/3 of the way. And then imagining I've got that line underneath there. If you want to then draw that line in to start with to give you that visual aid, then of course you can do. And then I'm just going to then circular motions to start to blend in that top hat with the next section. So actually for this one, I'm actually going to colour the whole lot, because what I actually want is I want the dark tone to come from the left-hand side going inwards. So if I then jump to that darker side and then start to colour that in here. I'm going to that left-hand side, and then what I'm also going to do is just that little bit over that top, and then that little bit just underneath here. And then we can go in with that mid-tone, crossing over ever so slightly. And then we're just going to work our way up to close to that die cut edge, like blending that one out. And then I'm going to go back in with that light tone to finish off. And then if you do have the extender blends, what we can do is, before we use extender blends, I'm just going to add a little bit more of the darkness that I've got from the ice grey blend. And then let's go in with extender blends, so the ice grey shades. So for anyone that's not, I don't know if we've still got these ones in stock, so anyone that's not kind of familiar with the shades, what we've got is our ice grey blend, or our tri-blends, this one being the ice grey blend. So as you guys know, most of you'll know it's coded, so you've got IG2, IG4 and IG5. Then when it comes to the ice grey shades, what you've then got is IG6, IG8 and IG9. So you've got another 3 tones, another 3 blends. So if you like to stick with your 3-tone blend, what you could do if you wanted to, instead of doing something like, and I'm going to try really hard not to complicate this, instead of doing IG2, IG4 and IG5, what you could do if you wanted to was IG4, IG5 and then IG6. So instead of starting off really light, you're just starting off that mediocre, and then IG6 from that pen will be the darkest. So this is different ways that you can then start to play with your shades. But for this one, we're going to stick with the ice grey shades, and I'm just going to stick with that IG6. And all that I'm going to do, sorry, that tickled me, Nicola. IG6, do an impression of me saying IG6.
And I don't know if we've got any in stock, but you might be able to find them on the website. But our festive range of pens, we did that 6-pack, had the shades and the blends in of the greys.
Oh, perfect then. Perfect. But see, just by adding that little bit of the
amazing
highlight from the grey shades, just creates that little bit more of the roundness from the top hat. You can see how that works. If you want to go in and blend it a little bit more, you can do it. I would just wait just a wee moment, because your alcohol will evaporate. Wouldn't leave it too long, but just that little bit for you to then come back in. And then I'm just going to go in. Obviously, I'm not going to do the whole entire lot, because I've got Marie's finished sample to show you. But what we will do is we will die cut that middle panel and do that stamping of the sentiment by just following around, going in again. So let's go in with the ice grey blend dark shade. Just blend that in into position.
Yeah, we've not got the festive pack anymore, but we do have individual pens. So do go across the website and have a look.
I just love my tri-blends.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely love them. It's always my go-to, always.
Yeah, no, I'm exactly the same, Craig. I love them. I just think that ease of having that 3-pen blend.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
good.
And I know it must be psychological, Debbie, but I feel like I get a better blend than if I was to use my individual classic pens. I know they're the same. All that is 3 separate pens instead of 1 pen with the 3 shades in it. I don't know what it is, whether it's just psychological or what, but I just feel I get, me personally, I get a nicer and better blend with the tri-blends. It's funny that, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
So not going to do too much more, just going to go in, create that little bit of an extra highlight. And if you do have something like this, I know we've had them in some little kits, like your pigment pens, white pigment pens, even just creating kind of like a little natural highlight with a white gel pen. Just in there, just a teeny, teeny little scribble. You've already got them in there, but even if you just wanted to go in and then just round there, ever so slightly, just enhancing there. Just create that little bit of an extra roundness. But then you could finish that one off. That could, of course, matte and layer onto there once you've finished. But if we bring in this one here and just take a little bit of that base off. And then for this is one where I would highly recommend that you die cut first, then stamp, because as you can see here, it's not an aperture die, it's a solid die. So if you stamp first, just to make sure that you've got that perfectly central, might be a little bit difficult for you. Whereas if you've got something like your stencil and stamping platform, it's absolutely fine, because it's not got any magnets that can then interfere with the position, and we can just tack it down, we'll stamp it out, and then I'll show you Marie's finished one that I've replicated, or started to replicate, because I think it's a beautiful design. Great one for Father's Day or any male occasion. So let's bring that in. Let's just tack that down. I've still got my Las Vegas sticker, forgot to put that back. And let's go in with, let's do top bloke. Let's do top bloke here. And let's pop that one into there. And you know what I'll also do as well? Usually if I'm going in and stamping with colour, I will use my quick dry. But contrary to belief, for those that don't realise you can still stamp with your water reactive, let's just use that midnight, stamp that one out into position. We've got top block, and then we can then layer that in. We can go round the edges with our blending tool to then just layer up into the middle. But if I bring in Marie's one by finishing off, see, just going in with some of your pattern paper, it would work for the guys, and then you can just finish off colouring yourself.
Absolutely love that. I do love these dies and they're amazing. You can pick that 8-piece collection up today for £28 or $36.80, which is a great deal on those, and that gives you so many different sentiments to use throughout. And yes, like Craig, you'll be colouring them in with your tri-blend pens. Now, if you did want, Craig's just mentioned the quick drying ink pads, we do have the a collection for you. Now, this is our hero tool. We've actually got a 9-piece collection here and an incredible price of £20 or $28, which is unheard of with these ink pads, which is absolutely amazing. I can't see the saving on there, but what is the saving on there, Nicola, if you wouldn't mind telling me? Wow, they're half price.
Wow.
Yeah, it's such a good price. To have the black as well, I do most of my stamping with the black quick drying. It's a great one to use for all your sentiments. You also get in the lemon tonic, also the fuchsia. We're getting the ocean blue, the ocean, Freya brown, and really great colours. We're getting the orange, the parakeet, and the last one in that collection is your crushed velvet. So absolutely beautiful ones that you're getting in there. All of those, that 9-piece collection for an incredible price. So absolutely love those ones. So if you need some new quick drying ink pads, or you've never tried them before, try them. They do exactly what they say on the tin. They're quick drying. Literally, as soon as you've stamped, you can rub it and you get no smudging. They're absolutely amazing. I'll let you check out your baskets for now, though. We're going to take a very short break, but we'll be back really soon.
Hi everyone, challenge accepted. Checking in to let everybody know what Crafter's Companion means to me, and I thought I'd take a page out of Ben's book and do a parody of his parody. Apologies in advance for the lack of a singing voice. There once was a lass who was very crafty, and she tuned every day in to see TV. Learning was fun, how could this be? Oh, crafty lass, craft along. Soon may the crafty lass come to fill her basket with showstopper fun. Each day when her chatting was done, she might do a craft along. She set her alarm for 4 a.m. to check out the new daily bargain. Monday through Friday she'll do it again, oh crafty lass, craft along. Soon may the crafty lass come to fill her basket with showstopper fun. Each day when her chatting was done, she might do a craft along. Sarah, Ben, and the Double Debbies, Leanne, Sheena, and the Hottie Scotty, you'll find them all on CTV, oh crafty lass, craft along. Soon may the crafty lass come to fill her basket with showstopper fun. Each day when her chatting was done, she might do a craft along. When I tell you the tale of CTV, it's guaranteed fun for you and me. Programs for everyone to see, oh crafty lass, craft along. Soon may the crafty lass come to fill her basket with showstopper fun. Each day when her chatting was done, she might do a craft along. I love you, CTV. Thank you.
What I love most about Crafters TV is the community.
Crafters TV brings everyone together from different corners of the world.
It also connects you with people from all over the world.
You guys have been there for me. I feel like you guys are my family.
I feel like I'm crafting along with my friends.
I met some of my best friends for life from Crafters TV, so thank you very much.
When you're having a tough time, you can switch on Crafters TV and you can go on the live chat, and you know people will be there for you as well.
And there's so much support, respect, and inspiration all through the socials.
It's a place where we can all share our love for Crafters Companion, ideas, and get inspiration from each other.
So what's not to love about Crafters TV? So go make a coffee and pull up a chair. Let's all get crafting. I'll see you all there.
Crafters TV, my favourite part is the interaction we can have with the lovely presenters. You are all so down to earth and genuine people, always willing to share and help with your suggestions. As an unpaid carer, having had to give up my job, you provide me with many light moments in my day. Your products are great, made with great care and thought, and are second to none. Thank you.
Welcome back to Crafters TV. We're right amongst beautiful beginnings now, so I hope you're enjoying the show. We're going to be sitting down in about half an hour, so if you've still got questions to ask, make sure you get them in, because Susie's going to compile a list of questions for me and Craig. We've only got a few at the moment, so make sure you get your questions in. You can ask us anything, honestly. We don't mind what you asked us, within reason, and as long as it's appropriate. Oh yeah, so Nicola wants to know, she sent in a question the other week about what my favourite Emmerdale storyline was.
Oh.
You know, so you might want to, actually, that's a good one for you, Craig. What's your favourite Neighbours storyline? Now that's quite a difficult one, right? So think
that's
of
a touchy
questions,
subject
yes.
at the moment, Debbie.
Oh, well, yeah, well, sorry. Yes, so for anyone that doesn't know, they're taking Neighbours off air again.
I wonder if Sarah would bring it on here.
We should create our own Neighbours.
Do you know what? Nicola laughed because I've been wanting to do this for ages. I've been wanting to create our own Neighbours opening theme.
Yes.
You know how they're just sitting there at the picnic bit, and you know, and I want to do. I'll take a few weeks because need to wait. Well, actually, I might do one with you tomorrow. Film something with you tomorrow,
good. Yeah,
and then when I see Debbie Robinson the next time, just involve all you guys.
Just go on the settee and sit down, isn't it? And chat.
It. Yeah.
Love that, because I watch Neighbours as well. Also, it's National Craft Month. I don't know if anyone knew that at all, but it is. And we do have a 40% saving on, if you click on the, go onto the website, click on the National Craft Month, and it will take you through to a selection. If you pop anything in your basket there, put in the code, it's, let me just double check, it's NCM Paper 40, 4 and a 0, and that will get you an extra 40% off. And our Gemini plates are in there as well, so for the Gemini too. So make sure that you grab those. Right, we're going to go on to some aqua pens now, because we've had, they've sort of give these a bit of an uplift. We've had new packaging and even better ink put into these. So the new aqua pens by Spectrum are absolutely amazing. So we've got all individual ones here. We've got different colours of them, which are absolutely beautiful. I'm going to put my glasses on, and then I'll be able to see exactly what we're getting. This is your basic primary. So your basic primary, you get your 12 pieces, and you're getting these for £14.71 or $19.90. Our next one is our Botanic Florals. So absolutely beautiful. Again, so each one of these come at the same price. You're getting all these pens, dual-ended nibs as well, 12-piece pen sets. I'll turn it round so you can see all those colours as well. £14.71 platinum or $18.19. We've got our Sketch Essentials. Now I love this one. This is a great one to have with any of the other boxes, because these give you all your sort of undertones and shading and mixing your colours, so to make them more depth, into more depth. They're absolutely beautiful colours to have. And again, £14.71 or $19.19. And then we've got our Vivid Naturals as well. So a great one to have, this one, which is giving you all these sort of nature colours. Absolutely gorgeous. And again, £14.71 or $19.19. If you want to go for all of these, they're absolutely amazing. But I know our Craig is going to be showing some of these. What I do know is, if I know Craig, he'll be stamping out his favourite stamp. Am I right, Craig? I love the fact that you actually carry this stamp around with you.
Yeah, it's in my case. It's in my case. And can I just say, I physically bought another one myself. I got the one, obviously, when we got the collection from Crafter's Companion, but I love it that much that I bought another one just so that I have that I could carry about. So shall we do a little bit of colouring then?
Absolutely.
So what I've already done, Debbie, is I've already stamped out on my watercolour cardstock. So watercolour cardstock, and I've also used my Noir Black alcohol proof ink pad. Now, what you can do is, obviously, I'm going to do a little bit of watercolouring. Now, you don't have to do any watercolouring whatsoever. If you just want to use these to lay down and colour on their own, you can do that. Sarah tends to use these with the boys' sets because obviously they're water-based, they can wash out. So you can just use them as a solely colouring pen if you want. But, of course, you can do your watercolouring. Now, there is a few different ways. You can, if you want, add a little bit of water onto the image and then start to then just add a little bit of colour, blend out that way. For me, I'm more of a bigger fan of popping my aqua pen onto my glass mat or my craft mat and then pick it up from there. It's one of those things, if you've never tried it before, have a little bit of a play. I'm going to go in with Scarlet here, and then I'm just then going to then squiggle onto my glass mat. I'm going to go in with a little bit of rose red as well. And then I've just got some water here, and I've got my paintbrush. Just going to then dab that in. So I've got very, very little water onto my paintbrush, but I'm just going to then lightly kind of scribble, just with a little bit of water, onto my watercolour card. And then I'm going to pick up that Scarlet, and then I'm going to go in, and then I'm just going to then work my way around to start with into the highlight line. So this stamp already gives you the highlight lines in there. I'm just going to take some of that off for now, and then I'm just going to then start to then blend that out. If I go in with a little bit more water, and then you start to see that you can then really start to go far. And even then, at the moment, I've gone a really, really light tone of colour.
I love
You've
that.
got that option. If you want to go really, really light, you can do. But then if you're like, no, that's a little bit too dark, what we do, we just let, if you've got that water on there, just let it settle just for a moment. And then what we can do is we can then go back in. And then if you want to deepen that and then intensify that, you can absolutely do that. Just going to go back in with a bit of water there and then start to blend that out. So now I'm a little bit darker than I was before, and I'm just pulling that one out. Just take a little bit of that excess off, just to then start to finish that off. But then maybe you want to take it another little step further. So if you follow the way that I was showing you with the ice grey a moment ago with the alcohol pens, what I could do is if you want to go in with a little bit of an additional shade underneath there, a little bit of a deeper tone just underneath into position. Again, I'm just going to clean my brush off, take some of that. Now for me, I'm not going on to a little bit of kitchen roll because it's one of those things that I don't want it to be overly saturated with water, but on the other hand, I don't want it to be bone dry. I just want it to be lightly wet so that I can just start to then have a play to then start to bring out the kind of light fuchsia tones with the red tones that are in there. And then I can go in, I can move in to that next one. So again, let's just add that little bit of colour down. I'm going to go in with the Scarlet again. I'm just going to start by going underneath. If it's a petal stamp, Debbie, with no highlights, what you just want to do is you just want to envision, of course, where it's going to be darker. So that petal is covering that base one.
Yep.
So it's going to be a little bit deeper just underneath. Where's the sun going to be? Where's the moon going to be? Just kind of envision the positioning and what will be light, what will be darker onto that image. Starting to then work and blend that through. Going to go back in with the Scarlet again, because I'm at that point where it's nicely blended, but it's still a little bit lighter than I want it to be, so we can go in. And this is why, as much as I absolutely love my tri-blends and my alcohol colouring, for me, if anyone says, you know, Craig, I want to start to take my colouring to the next level, I've not really done any since like school and just coloured in the lines, what would you recommend? I always personally recommend water-based colouring because it's very forgiving.
Yeah.
Too much colour, draw it out. Not enough colour, add it on. So that's just my personal opinion when it comes to the water base. But I can then take that excess colour off again and then just start to draw that out, creating whatever depth, whatever shade that I want. But then you've also got the versatility. If I just grab a yellowy tone into here, if you want to start to create your own colours and create your own shades, you can then absolutely do that because you've got different blends, different colours, different shades. So if I show you how that one would then look, it's got more of that yellowy tone within that petal coming through with the peach, the yellow with the, oh, my mind's gone blank.
Yellow and the orange? And the
That's it, yes. That's it, thank you.
It does look amazing. And you are right, Craig, it is so forgiving, watercolours, and you can build that depth up. It's just one of those really nice mediums to use if you want to practice colouring, if you just want to get into a nice colouring. But definitely go for watercolour cardstock because it's literally going to be your best friend, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. You know, and we don't just say watercolour card for water-based colour and alcohol card for alcohol colouring for the sake of it.
Yeah.
You know, it really, really does matter. And you'll see that. If you're, of course, spending your hard-earned money on the pens and that, you want the right tools for the job, and then therefore your water-based or watercolour cardstock is absolutely going to be the one. If I just start to add a little bit more darkness just underneath, I'm taking that excess off, I can just start to then blend that one out. So that colour now we've gone from creating and mixing our own, and that's just 2 shades. And although I've not got a lot left there, I could then mix what I've then created in where I could mix it in with that one, or I can mix it in with another one. So when we say with water-based colouring, there really is, if not hundreds, thousands of different blends and shades, because the shades that you create, you can then blend with those shades, and you can keep going and going and going. It really is just a joyful medium to be using. And I do anyway, I just get lost in my own little world when I do any colouring that is water-based.
And actually, because just lately, Craig, I've been doing so many backgrounds with watercolours that you forget about actually just colouring in with them, because there's just so many techniques, isn't there, with watercolours that you can do.
Debbie, I'm exactly the same as you. It's backgrounds that I've been doing with them, and you forget.
So it's really nice watching you colour in an image, because I'm thinking, like, I forget to colour in the image because I'm always doing backgrounds.
Yeah. Or if I do, my go-to is always alcohol pens.
Yes.
It's always my go-to one. 9 times out of 10, we tend to have them on a show, whether it is here on Crafters TV or whether it's on Hobby Maker. It's always the ones that we tend to go by. But yeah, always remember, yes, you can use your pens for doing backgrounds, but also they are there to colour with. So if I just go in, I've gone in a little bit deeper now with burgundy, just to create a little bit of that depth just underneath.
I love
even
that.
just that little bit, and then just slightly start to pull that out. Not even all the way, just that little bit there.
Looks
Start
amazing.
to create that shade, that depth. And going back by what I was saying, if you pure and simply want to go in and just use it as a pen to colour in, you can absolutely do that.
Yeah, they're so vibrant, aren't they?
And so juicy as well, really, really juicy. And you've got your brush nib at one end, and then you've also got just a tiny little, fine little bullet nib on the other end that you can then just do your little scratch detail if you want to. What I would say is if you are planning on doing anything, make sure you do it first before you start colouring, i.e. if I've got any prep to do for shows that include colouring with watercolouring, Debbie, I always make sure it's the last thing I do, because if I start it first, I'm not going to get anything else done, because I just get carried away when it comes to colouring.
Absolutely, yeah, they're absolutely amazing. And Stephanie's just said something which I never knew. She said Sheena said this. According to her, she said about using wristbands that you can then dab the water off on. I think that's a brilliant idea.
That's such a great idea.
Yeah, I love that. I think that is so good. So I've got some, funny enough, in my advent calendar, I had a beauty advent calendar last year, and it had wristbands that you could take your makeup off with. And I was thinking, that's a bit strange, like doing this. But actually, I'm thinking I could use them for when I'm using my watercolours. So Stephanie, thank you for that. I've never heard Sheena say that. And absolutely amazing. So yeah, absolutely incredible. I am just going to grab something, which is our launch of today, because it's been so busy. You've absolutely loved it. It was our Touch of Sparkle, and we've now brought to you our everyday Touch of Sparkle, which is our alphabets. Now, the alphabets come with a stamp. They're photopolymer stamps, and you are getting all your alphabet in that classic font, plus the little templates that go over the top. They're like little stencils that you can put your gems through as well. We will get those details changed for you in just a second. And your gems, you're getting 2 lots. So you're getting your pearl box and you're getting your gems as well. So you're getting 11,250 gems and 9,000 pearls, which is absolutely incredible. We have got the glue on the website as well, and the picky up, pokey down tool as well, which is just your wax tool. But today it's £40 or $48. So make sure you grab those ones. We're just going to head to Craig to look at some of the samples with these, because they were absolutely gorgeous. I'm very busy with these today, Craig, but I think that's thanks to your demos.
Oh, thank you, Debbie. It was just to really show that, you know, sometimes you think of stamps and templates, you're kind of limited, even when it comes to alphabet. Really isn't the case. Big fan of alphabet dies, but now what's so good is having the alphabet stamps there. So you've got that block stamp. So if you want to use the stamps completely on their own, you can absolutely do that. Of course, they work well together, but you can do your heat embossing. I mean, that one there, you can go back to earlier on where we done heat embossing. We also demoed this one as well.
I love that.
We've also done that one where I used the Gildan flakes, where I got carried away and actually forgot to put the gems and the pearls on it, hence why there's only one there. But yeah, using the Gildan flakes as well. But then you can do your personalisation. But if you've got your baby boy, baby girl, just that gorgeous colours within the pearls and also the gems as well.
And actually that card, Craig, would be lovely if you've got then the name of the baby underneath as well.
It would, wouldn't it?
So lovely, that card.
And then you can take things such as your little mini alphabet or little mini numbers from the Gemini and maybe the date and the time, something like that. Or if you've got other number stamps, just start to then tie them all together. But beautiful, you know, a new baby's name and also having the pearls in there as well is beautiful. But then using what we've got within our ranges at Crafter's Companion, we've got our split dies. Well, of course, you dictate how far or how close you actually have the split dies. So why not pop those little sentiments? Said it earlier on, Lily's done this one. And don't get me wrong, there is beautiful samples. But for me, clean, crisp, simple. I love this one.
Yeah,
I absolutely love that one by doing the hello in different colours with the gems as well. But then you can do your bunting and your banners. You can alternate, so you can do some gems, some pearls. You know, have a little bit of a play with all your other stamps as well and just start to pop them into position. Mr. and Mrs. could be Mr. and Mr., Mrs. and Mrs. If you got the bookworm collection yesterday with Leanne and Ben, then maybe do your own little bookmarks as well. But you can do all your different projects. Start to bring in your template library and bringing in your layout collection. I know Debbie was a big fan of this one.
Love that sample.
How elegant does that look? But
it's so good.
So good. And they always give you that tactile feel as well, with having the gems being raised up, or the pearls. What else have we got? We've got a few other ones in here. So if you want to do your twisted easels, you can do that. And then even there's another one with our split dies as well. Really simple. And then what we've done here, which I think we were all just blown away with,
yeah, I love that.
where I didn't use the stamps. I just used the stencils, and that will look really good. Me and Debbie were talking in our break earlier. If you'd done that onto acetate, that would look cool, or things such as your vellum strips, that would look really cool as well. And that is just the actual templates, not the stamps, but because they're readable fonts, use the stamp on their own or use the templates on their own, and then get the words when it comes to the gems and the pearls. So it's a great, great set. Knew it would be busy, but yeah, was really busy.
Yeah, absolutely. So busy. You've absolutely loved them. So if you want to grab those today, literally you're getting the full alphabet there, plus the stencils and all your gems and your pearls for £40 or $48. Right, now we're going to take a very short break just to get us over onto the sofas, and we're going to be joining you there where we're going to be answering all your questions that you've been sending in to Susie. Apparently you've got plenty now, so join us back here in just a second.
Hi, Sarah. We're the Crafty Divas from Florida, the ladies you met at HSN last April. We met and chatted and learned we live near each other, so now we get together every month and we craft.
I'm Karen, and I love Crafters Companion so much that I changed the color theme in my craft room. It is now all purple, and 95% of my products are from Crafters Companion.
And I'm Elaine, and I watch every day, and I love, love, love the craft along. Keep it coming.
I'm Colleen, and I love all the demonstrations. I learned so much, and I love the Demings who are demonstrating, and you all treat us like family.
And I'm also Karen, and I love my Gemini. I have a Pro, and that is the workhorse in my craft room.
I'm Lynn, and I love CC because of the friends that I've met through.
I love Ben and all the parodies he does. I'm Kim.
And Sarah, we have a question for you. How about lunch on us the next time you're here in Florida? Our treat, and we're celebrating you taking back your company.
Hi, my name's Amelia Sirocco. Ben challenged us to write a limerick, and he sang mine on Crafters TV, so I'm giving it another go. Advance notice, producer Johnny, sorry. When Sarah was gone, we were sad, but now she is back and we're glad. Showstoppers each day say what? Shout hip hooray, my packages are on their way. Thanks for all you do.
Hello and welcome back. This is nice and cosy, isn't it? I was just looking through because I was looking through all the questions, and before I get to the questions, I thought there's so much of your chat that I haven't looked at, and then I just come across that Stacey has said Craig Fabulous and Nevada and the Star are in blue. I always struggle to get it right, so she's going back to when we was doing the Las Vegas sign. But then Susie has put, please come to New Orleans when you come to the States, Deb. I've got a nice little guest house in the back. Craig is coming for WWE.
Yeah, she's offered her little guest room for WrestleMania next year in New Orleans.
How amazing is that? Lane, you've asked if all the gems are the same size. No, there's two different sizes. There is two different sizes, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
And then they're talking about ages, so there's lots of age chat going on. And Stacey has always also said, because we were talking about earlier, just in case you just joined us, about Craig going to New York for his 40th birthday. So she's saying to eat at the Boathouse at Central Park.
Oh, I need to keep that in mind.
Yes.
Yes.
Stacey, you're saying you went into labour on your 30th birthday, because we were talking about birthdays and age. Ro is saying, we're both babies. She said she's turning 61 today.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Ro. Yes, that's amazing. 60, wonderful, she says. So, yeah, amazing. Jan Sharp said, I never think about my age. I still think I'm 20, but my body reminds me I'm 50. I'm a bit like that.
I'm getting to that stage now. I am getting to that stage now. You know, you just crouch down, 40. You just can't get up quite as fast.
That's exactly it, yes. And Jane sent in a joke. She said, hey, Debbie, do you know the difference between Iron Man and Aluminium Man? Iron Man stops the bad guys, but Aluminium Man foils their plans. That's one for Ben, isn't it?
That is a good one for Ben, yeah.
Right, let's get to our questions. So Stephanie is asking how tall the letters are on the the dies? Do we know?
Yes, so I went and got the packaging. So the largest stamp, so out of course the alphabets, the largest one is 1.2 inch by 1 inch. In centimetres, that's 3 by 2.5 inch. And if you want to know the largest stencil, that is 1.2 inch by 1.1. And then the centimetres is 3 by 2.8.
Amazing, thank you very much. Hopefully that helps, Stephanie. Lane is asking, she says she loves the Las Vegas papers. Was there a London paper pad? And if not, is it something that might be done in the future? There was a, yes.
Yes, there was.
Yes, and Nicola's just said that. That was an amazing collection, that one, wasn't it?
Yes, so I did it a number of years ago. We'd done the best of British collection, and there was kind of like the London skyline. It wasn't like full on intense like the Vegas one, but it did have elements on there. Now obviously it's not available anymore. Whether you had a little search on other sites and that and see if anyone had one and was selling one, but yeah, we had that. But no, that's I put forward a New York collection.
Well, that would be good, yeah.
But a London one, I think that would be good as well.
I think a London one would be good, yeah, absolutely. We have done a best of British, but yeah, I think a London one would be quite cool. So who knows?
Pass that on.
We'll pass it on. Carol is saying, was there a bonus buy with the sparkles today? Yes, there was. The bonus buy was additional gems, so you could get both the packs, the gems and the pearls, and get them half price as well, Lane. So do look on the website, because once you put them in your basket, you can then buy the bonus buy as well, but you've got to have them both in your basket to qualify. Jane is saying, I have a question for Craig. I would like to know how he decides which colours he wants to use on a card.
That is a really good question, yeah. I will always start with said product, so whether it's the die or whether it's a stamp. I will then, 9 times out of 10, I will choose the pattern paper that I want to work with said stamp and die, and then I'll pick the colours from the pattern paper. I never do more than 3 colours. I tend to do maybe about 2, but my colours always stem from the pattern paper. If I'm not using pattern paper, just doing a card out of like block cardstock, it's really just on a colour combination that I'm kind of in the mood to do.
Yes.
But 9 times out of 10, it stems from the colours within the pattern paper.
Yeah, I'm a bit the same like that as well. And also depending on sort of who I'm making it for.
That
and
as
what
well.
I sort of think they would probably like, sort of, you get that sort of what theme you're going to go on, and then your papers.
That's
and then
right,
go from there. Yeah, amazing. Do you have a favourite colour combo?
I do like using black with a lot of, so black and pink, black and blue, black and yellow. I do like that. Other than, I would say pastel. I like pastel. Why our 12 by 12 pastel pad, you know, where you got, like say for instance the pink, and you've got a few sheets that's linen and a few that's pearlescent.
Yes.
That's always still my favourite one. So, and it's not that I do lots of pastel tone cards all the time, but it is my favourite one to go to.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's good to know. Sarah is asked a question for Craig. What's the difference between the alcohol shades and the blends? And where would you use each one when colouring a larger stamped image, such as the leopard from the Royal Jungle?
So, always as well, if maybe you didn't see the section earlier on when I kind of done a brief explanation with the ice grey shades, it's just kind of like the next shade up. It's a continued series. Now you can use them separately if you want, but the shades are a continuation of the blends. So maybe you just want to add that little bit of an extra highlight, maybe like a 4th blend, maybe even a 5th blend if you want to. It's just giving you those additional options. I know I'm never always the best at explaining it, Debbie. I don't know if there's a better way to explain.
Yeah, I think you explained well before, because they fill in the gaps, don't they, between. So even though your 3-pen blend, those 3 colours work together. If you've got the shades and the darks, you can use them in conjunction with each other. Because actually the grey ones especially, they're probably the ones I use the most for the shades, because you've got darker ones and lighter tones in each pen. But the same with Craig, like your lighter colour is always the most alcohol content, so that's the one that's going to blend better. Your shades just give you deeper tones, and they're definitely worth having both of them, absolutely. So Jane is also asking, Craig, do you have any experience with Sheena's shades?
I have.
Sheena shaders, if so, do you have any tips?
Yes.
Sheena shaders? I think I must have missed those.
They came with the, was it the quirky houses that they came with? Yeah, which is so funny because I have seen them and I knew about them. I've never used them or had them until the very first day was the other day on Hobby Maker. They were within a bundle, yeah. And it's just like the grey tones. There was, I think there was like the, there was the grey, is it brown grey? We've got brown.
Yeah, brown grey, yeah.
That was in, I think.
Are they alcohol?
The alcohol, yes.
Oh, and that's unusual for Sheena as well then.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So that was just more of like the opaque white pen that was in it as well, and maybe like a rustic brown. So yeah, it's kind of like the tones that you would maybe use for the shading.
Right.
Or, you know, obviously how 9 times out of 10 with the stamped image, I like to go around with one of my ice grey twos.
Yep.
So yeah, you've got that. So yes, that is so bizarre that, as I say, I know about them. I've not used them, not seen them until the other day. The only thing I could suggest is, of course, just going to Crafters TV.
Yes.
And going to YouTube, because Sheena done the launch with them.
So are they called the Quirky House stamps? The Quirky stamps?
So the pens are called the shader.
Because I'm thinking if they were shown on that show.
On that show, yeah, you're right.
So what that launch day? So launch day, Sheena and Quirky houses. We need to search what they are, and then that way you can look up on YouTube the show, and then Sheena will be able to give you a lot more hints and tips on those. So hopefully that will help, Jane. Stephanie's saying, can you mix colours with the quick dry inks on a glass mat?
So that's a good question, because technically you can do a bit of blending with them. Now, you're not going to be able to do like a lovely fine ombre blend like you could do with your water reactive or your pigment or that, because when you lay the colour down, they dry quick. But if you smudge a little bit onto your glass mat or your craft mat, you can technically start to pick that colour up with your blending sponge or that and blend through a stencil or onto your card. Just need to keep in mind that once it pretty much comes in contact with the card, it dries quick. So you're not going to get a nice seamless blend or blend a couple of colours together. So on that way, technically you can, but if you want to have a really nice blend, I would stick to things such as your water reactive or your pigment, that sort of thing.
Absolutely, and that's what we have those specific ink pads to do different things for. And actually it takes us nicely on to Lane's question. Sorry, that was Lane's question. Stephanie's saying, Stephanie said that, and Lane is now saying, so are there 3 kinds of ink pads, not including the duets?
So yeah, and 3, absolutely. Yes, we do have additional ink pads, but yeah, our core base ink pads right from the very beginning, you've got your quick dry, you've got your pigment, and then you've also got your water reactive. So quick dry, great for your sentiment, your images where you want them to be dry quick. Layering stamps, really good for that. You've then got your pigment, which are really good to build colour, layer through stencils, do your heat embossing because they stay open longer, stay sticky for your powder. And then my personal favourite is the water reactive, because then you can blend with them, create the shades, you can watercolour with them, which you can't with pigment as well. But yeah, that's why we've got our 3 main categories of ink pads.
Yeah, amazing. And Jane, it was a little bit quirky stamp, so you can search that on YouTube and you'll find the show with Sheena. So a little bit quirky stamps, and then you'll find hopefully some hints and tips for that as well. Susie's also been sent the link, so hopefully she might put that in the comments for you. Natty is saying, will the Ladies Through the Ages range be restocked? I don't know, I would have thought so.
I believe it is.
Very successful, so Yes, I'm sure it will be, because that was a sellout through everywhere. We haven't done that for such a long time, have we?
Yes.
We have, you know, we have big stocks of everything that comes out, so that was quite a shock for all of us. I think it was something really different, wasn't it, for us to do something like that, and it was hugely popular. I sold out of it on Hobby Maker, it sold out up here,
didn't you? Yeah.
so yeah, it was extremely busy. Stephanie is saying the new alphabet sparkle stamps, are there dies available to cut those size letters out?
No, there's not for those alphabet stamps. To be honest with you, I don't see there being dies to go with them, because they're obviously alphabets. You've got the little holes in the middle of the R and the O and that sort of stuff. I think it's just one of those that it's a standalone alphabet stamp. We've got standalone alphabet dies, and now we've got our own standalone alphabet stamps. So you can just stamp them out onto your die cuts or your backgrounds and create the focal point.
Yeah, do you know what, Craig? I think that's why we've done them at that classic font, because they're really easy to cut out, really easy shape to trim out those ones, and it keeps the cost down by not putting them into dies. So it's quite nice just having the stamps, but no dies with those ones.
Let's not forget as well, maybe you don't know, as long as you don't resize, you can scan them into things like your cutting machines and replace your scissors with the blade. So just don't resize them, but absolutely, if you've got like a scan and cut, scan it in and then just cut them out with the blade that you've got included.
Love that, yeah, absolutely. Alexandra, question for Debbie. She said, recently I gave you some advice on how to stop cardstock from warping when die cutting your edgeables. Please, can you repeat, as I've forgotten this? Yeah, absolutely, Alexandra. Now, it takes a little bit longer, but it really does work. So when you, I don't know if you do this, Craig, but when you put any of your big dies, so that can be your creator card, your edgeable dies, if they're big dies, sometimes when you put them through your Gemini, it warps the rest of your cards. It makes it a little bit wobbly, not wobbly, warps. So what I do is I put it through without the magnetic shim, so exactly the same as you would put through, but without your magnetic shim. Put it through. It won't always cut it all the way through. Sometimes it does, depending on the intricacy and the pressure on your machine, and then you re-put it back in with your magnetic shim. Now what that does is it indents it into your cardstock, cuts out quite a bit of it, but it stops the warping, and then because it's already stretched the fibres of your cardstock, it then stops it from warping, and it really does work. It's a really good tip. It just means you've got to put it through twice, which sort of goes against the grain when you sort of say, you know, Gemini cuts once through the machine, but actually sometimes when you're putting those big dies through, you don't want that warping. So yes, Alexandra, just put it through once without your magnetic shim, and then put it through again with your magnetic shim. So hopefully that helps.
I love that tip. I'm going to take that one, because that's a really good one.
It really works, yeah. And the same with making boxes as well. If you've got, do you know when you do like just a small edge on your lid, if you fold it over from the bigger side over the smaller side, it stops that warping too.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so it's those little tips that help. Oh, we've got to be quick. We've got lots of questions. I can't believe we've only got 4 minutes left. Peggy's asking, Craig, do you have any fussing cutting tips? Mine always look rough on the edges of the cuts.
The hand with your scissors, keep that still and move the hand with your, so you're moving the cardstock or the paper, not the actual. The only movement you're doing with the scissors is closing the scissors. The hand itself is staying still and you're manoeuvring your card or your paper. And also, contrary to belief, some people say, I don't snip to the tip, because sometimes you can get that little indent cut. So just as you get to the tip of the scissors, open them up and start cutting from the beginning again.
Amazing. Crafting Queen has said, hi, Craig and Debbie, can you give me some tips, please, for the everyday tag dies? How to not get wonky lines down the side of the tags when trying to line up the shaped top and intricate design at the bottom, especially at the bottom, shaped intricate design part of the tag. I can't seem to get the sides at the bottom of the design to match up with the width of the tag without having to snip with scissors. I haven't used them for quite a long time. I think they're the ones like the champagne glasses, the cakes, and they went on the bottom, weren't they?
Ah, yes.
Actually what I would say is when you are putting, I would put those bits on before you did the tags, the shape of the tag. I think that might be easier doing it the other way round rather than do your tag and then the bottom piece. And that way then you can make it the shape that you want it. Hopefully that helps. Jane's asking what the difference is between papers like the watercolour versus the alcohol papers.
Obviously the way manufactured, the way that of course you've got the fibres, of course, comes to the fibres, it's going to then enable you for your, if I refer back to the alcohol colour card, it's then just going to have the ink sitting in there so it's nice and blendable. I know Sheena's great at getting really, really technical with it, Leanne is as well. Really, it is all I can say. As we touched upon earlier on, it really does serve its own purpose. Watercolour cardstock for watercolouring, alcohol for your alcohol colouring.
And one quick question from Nicola. Craig, what's your favourite Neighbours storyline?
It's got to be when Susan found out that Carol was having an affair with Sarah Beaumont.
Oh, yes.
And gave it a really big slap on that love triangle.
Amazing. Melanie says she loves my glasses. Thank you, Melanie. Jane is saying thank you, Debbie and Craig, for another wonderful show.
Oh, you're welcome.
So we got a few more we haven't asked. So Sarah's saying thanks, learned loads today as always. Amazing show. Thank you, you two, from Susie. We've had a great day, had a lovely day, and tomorrow we'll be having a switch around. So Craig is going to be over on the presenting side. I'm going to be over on this side. We've got Wake Up Call. We've also got the craft along with those amazing punch dies. So I'm going to be showing you.
Them.
Yeah, they're so amazing, and I'm going to be showing you how to do something a little bit different with them. Doing that today, and we're going to be making just a really nice, pretty card, which we'll be doing tomorrow for our craft along.
God, you've got that craft
And then we've
along.
got cartload. I know you're very jealous. I know you're very jealous. But don't worry, Craig. You could craft along with me if you wanted to. Now there's something.
No,
Craig
I have to keep an eye on the comments.
Yeah. But thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be with you for noon tomorrow for Wake Up Call, and we will see you then. But have a good evening, whatever you're up to. Thank you, Craig, for today.
Thank you, Debbie.
Bye.
Doodles.